This is the Cubs Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Chicago Cubs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Locked On Cubs Postcast here on the Locked On Cubs YouTube channel. Joe George here with you as always, and the Cubs win 8-3 over the Pittsburgh Pirates, move to 19-13 on the season. This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money using code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first order. All right, what a game for the Cubs. They get the win 8-3, 3 home runs off of Paul Skenes, one of the best young pitchers in the game right now. The early afternoon start. So nice to see the Cubs get this victory after yesterday's game, get the series win. First time this season playing a team below 500. So you got to get it done. And they did today. Let's get right into it. Let's get to our Locked On Player of the Game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
We're going to go 2 for here. We're going to do a player of the game, player of the series in this one because Dansby Swanson will deserve a mention. But the player of this game is going to be Seiya Suzuki. 2 home runs in this game, 3 RBIs and a walk. So he goes 2 for 4 on the day. Goes over 4 yesterday with 3 strikeouts, but gets 3 hits the day before. So roller coaster series for Suzuki. But that home run that was was the follow-up of Kyle Tucker's home run that gave the Cubs the 3-2 lead there in the 5th inning. Hits the other one to give them some insurance run, which they eventually did not need because they poured it on a little bit there to make it 8-3 in the 9th inning. So Seiya Suzuki is definitely the player of this game today, but we're going to talk about Dansby Swanson here a little bit as well. So Dansby Swanson moves down in the order. He moves to the 8th spot. Now look, it's a 3-game sample size. We're not going to overreact, but it deserves a mention what he did. 2 for 4 in this game with the home run. Gets a home run in the first game of the series. Gets a 3-hit game in yesterday's game. He goes 6-for-11 with 2 home runs in this series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Refreshing. Needed from Dansby. So needed from Dansby Swanson to have that momentum back at the bottom of your order. If he can bring that to you, would be huge. And not that you're expecting him to go 6-for-11 every series or anything like that, but just to have someone up there to feel confident. If we can feel confident as fans when he goes to the plate, that would be a huge victory for the Cubs. So you move him down in the order. Early return is very, very positive. Keep it that way. Don't change it. Not that they will, but that was a huge series for Dansby Swanson. It was so needed at this point because he was swinging at everything. I mean, he was swinging at fastballs so up high and outside the zone. His helmet was flying off before this series. I mean, he was looking silly up there, not just with runners in scoring position, just in general, striking out all the time. So he made a ton of good contact in this series. 2 home runs, the one today, the first one off Paul Skenes, because Paul Skenes had been pretty dominant until the 5th inning there. No strikeouts, really. The Cubs only struck out 2 times in this game, and there are 2 wins in this series. They struck out 2 times total. So great 2 of the 3 games for the Cubs. But Dansby gets that home run in the 5th, then Kyle Tucker, then Seiya Suzuki, and all of a sudden it's the 3-2 lead. And this is, like, I know it's a short career so far for Paul Skenes, but he's been phenomenal. I mean, he's been a great pitcher in Major League Baseball. This is the first time in his career he's given up 3 home runs in a baseball game. The Cubs were able to do that today. So really nice to see them go out, face such a dominant pitcher because they have missed a lot of their really good pitchers in baseball so far this season. But to go out there, to handle Skenes, to drive up his pitch count the way they did, I think that's a huge factor to why they were able to get to him is he was, grinding through. He had a high pitch count in this game before he was eventually taken out. So 3 home runs in that inning was absolutely fantastic against Paul Skenes. Cubs got their other ones there. Again, Seiya Suzuki, 2-run home run in the top of the 7th. It's 5-2 Cubs. And then the 9th, Dansby Swanson gets a hit. So it's 1st and 2nd with no outs. Ian Happ nearly made it the 5th home run of the baseball game. That thing was right below the yellow line. It's 6-3, 2nd and 3rd with no outs. Couple outs there followed up after that. And then eventually you get the 2 RBI single from Michael Busch, and it was 8-3, and that was all she wrote. So the Cubs win this series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. People should be feeling good. I know losses stink, especially against bad teams, but you win 2 out of 3. That's all you should be asking for every single time against any team. Just keep winning series, keep piling up wins throughout the year. That's all you can do, and now you get ready to take on the Milwaukee Brewers. So head to Wrigley Field North, where I've spent a lot of time in my life. My dad and I would go to Milwaukee all the time to see the Cubs play. It's been a long time since we've done it, but get another series victory. Just keep rolling. That's what the Cubs need to be doing right now. A couple other things we'll hit on in this. We'll talk about Colin Ray here on the other side. I do want to focus on here we're going to look, the offense scored 8 runs, right? So like you're going to say, what's the turning point of the game? It feels like it should be offensive. But I want to look at the 8th inning as the turning point of today's game.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
So one thing to me that's important for a baseball team is not unraveling and being a total disaster. And the Cubs had a chance today in the 8th inning to be a total disaster. So let's look through what happens here in the 8th inning. So the inning starts off with the Pirates in the bottom of the 8th with a single. Michael Busch, grounder to him. It's kind of a low, like what Deshays called it, like a changeup. Goes to Dansby. Dansby's thinking about getting 2. He drops it, gets called for the E6. So all of a sudden, it's first and second with no outs instead of it being a 2-out double play with nobody on base. The ball gets right by Miguel Amaya, so it's second and third with no outs. The Cubs here are up 5-2. Ground out scores a run, so it's 5-3 Cubs. Porter Hodge then gets a little grounder to him and has one of the most baffling throws of the season. Thankfully, it was not. This is where, like, again, this is the turning point because this could have been a disaster. He like lollipops it to Michael Busch, like he overthrows him, like it's Justin Fields trying to go deep down the field, and Busch catches it, gets the tag at first, but that was nearly a total disaster from Porter Hodge there. They get the walk, so it's first and third with 2 outs. Cubs still again. It's 5-3 at this point, and then the Pirates hit a screaming line drive to Ian Happ in left field, and the inning is over. So that to me is the turning point of this game because, yes, the Cubs scored in the 9th, but Ryan Presley was pitching for only the second time since the 20th because he's been dealing with this knee thing that's been going on for him where he had to get it drained. So we haven't seen a lot of Presley so far of recent memory. He's just not been out there for the Cubs. Not a lot of safe situations either. I know. Sorry, Nathan. That was a mean ricochet shot at Justin, but I'm not going to take that shot at Caleb. I can't do it. But it just, you have to look at that inning to me and say that's very important for just a good baseball team, but also more for Porter Hodge, like for Porter Hodge specifically, to not unravel there after the error, first and second, no outs, second and third after the ball gets by Amaya. I mean, this thing could have turned on its head. And maybe if you're playing a good baseball team like the Dodgers, it does. But they find a way to just battle through that inning. So really good stuff there from Porter Hodge because you could tell with the throw to first base, he's kind of flustered, was a little worried about that throw himself. Tommy Hotovy, obviously, and Dansby and them had to come out to the mound to try to just keep him calm in that situation. So that could have really been a disaster for the Cubs, and but thankfully it was not, and that's why it was the turning point of today's game. All right, we'll take a break. We'll get to what you'll be talking about after today's game. We'll take a look ahead about what's to come for the Cubs in their next series, as well talk about Colin Ray and his performance as he continues to deliver in a very quality fashion, we will call it, for the Chicago Cubs. That's all coming up next here on the Locked On Cubs postcast on the Locked On Cubs YouTube channel. Did you know your Fire TV is also an Xbox? Turn any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with Fire TV Stick 4K devices. No console required. Just grab your paired controller, subscribe or sign in to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included, and you're ready to go. Dive into hundreds of premium titles, including EA Sports College Football 25 to Call of Duty, and easily as you stream your favorite shows, you can play games. So what if your favorite Xbox titles, you can have them right there on your TV. Don't need the actual Xbox. You can do all of it right there on your Amazon Fire Stick TV. I do it myself. Use a little Xbox there. Play College Football 25 with my buddy. Still the greatest game to ever come back. Also play some of the show as well. Head to Amazon.com/Fire TV Locked On to get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller required. Available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K 2nd Gen, Fire TV Stick 4K Max 1st and 2nd Gen, Fire TV Stick Cube 3rd Gen, all available there. Amazon Fire TV Stick. Today's show also brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center so you can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place so you stop just managing your money and start building your wealth. That all-in-one convenience is huge. instead of having to use 3 or 4 apps to do everything, all of it available for you on Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. All right, so Cubs win 8-3. Colin Ray on the mound today. Again, he's done a fantastic job for the Cubs. Gets his second win of the season. 6-inning pitch, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Gave up the 1 home run to Brian Reynolds. Has a 1.46 ERA on this season. Again, he has been everything you could ask for so far, filling in for Justin Steele for the entire season. And again, we all kind of hope the Cubs eventually make a big trade at some point this year to add, an ace Cy Young kind of caliber guy to this rotation. But what Colin Ray has done for you is really feels like he's been one of the unsung heroes of the Cubs so far. Because when you lose a pitcher to the quality of Justin Steele, trying to figure out what's next and who's going to fill that void, you'll see a lot of teams, Cubs teams in the past, we've obviously seen it where you're rotating through multiple guys. You're pulling guys up from the minors. You're pulling guys off the street, trying to find someone to fill that gap in your 5-man rotation. But then Colin Ray has just come in and he's just been really solid, a quality start in this game. Yes, it's not a good baseball team, but we've seen Colin Ray be good against good teams. So that to me is why it doesn't matter who he's facing. He did his job against the Pirates today. So kudos to him, much needed. Really, it's at the point now where there is a level of comfort for me watching these games when he goes on the mound. Because obviously, it was a little bumpy at the start of the year out of the bullpen for Colin. So when he moves into that rotation spot, the question becomes can he handle this? And I think there's a nervousness that comes with it as a fan when you don't trust the guy on the mound, especially when you're facing someone like Paul Skenes that Brian Reynolds home run might have been enough against some teams. But he's just done, he's really added confidence from a fan perspective, for me at least, just that every time he's on the mound, I feel like he's got a shot at giving you a quality start. One thing that's interesting to me is he only threw 73 pitches in this game. Maybe the Cubs I don't know why that was their decision, but he probably could have given you another inning, but also, they know him better than I do. So maybe that's why we didn't see that as well. Julian Merriweather comes in, he gets the hold, pitches 1 inning, nothing for anything, just gives 3 outs, 11 pitches. Porter Hodge has his 8th inning, and then we see Ryan Presley come in there in the 9th inning, second appearance since April 20th, comes in 3 up, 3 down, ball game over, and the Cubs defeat the Pittsburgh Pirates 8-3. And win this series, which thank goodness, because I did not want to be doing one of these shows on a series loss against the Pirates. That would not be fun. All right, let's get to what you'll be talking about after today's game.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Let's see, Kyle says here what we're going to be talking about. Totally agree. He said he'll be talking about 3 home runs on Skenes all day. Yeah, that's the highlight of this game. It's not just the win, because it's the Pirates. Not to sound super disrespectful to them, but they're just not a good baseball team. But Paul Skenes is a great pitcher. He's going to be a pain in the butt for the Cubs for as long as he's a Pirate before they eventually go cheap and trade him, hopefully to the Cubs one day. But as long as he's there, he's going to be, whenever the Cubs match up against him, it's going to be must-watch television because he's great himself, but also it will be a kind of a test for the Cubs offense, whatever year it is, how good or good they are not. But again, they, for the first time in his career, gives up 3 home runs. So they've never done that before, or he's never done that before. So another just accomplishment for the Cubs offense. A couple questions here. So see, Nathan asked, do you think Presley will be available tomorrow? That's a good question. My gut tells me no. The Cubs obviously don't really share that information until we see it unfold in real time. In a game like tomorrow, if they're in a safe situation. Obviously, with the knee drainage, it's not like a major injury or anything like that, but just something they're going to keep track of. He's a little bit older, obviously, as well. He's got some wear and tear. So I wouldn't be shocked if he's not available. I think that's why you saw him pitch today, even though the Cubs had an 8-3 lead. They could have, in theory, warmed up Palencia very quickly and got him out there. But instead of burning a full warm-up from Ryan Presley, it's he hasn't pitched, he's only pitched once since the 20th. Just go out there, let him get it done, and wrap this series up and get on to Milwaukee. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see with Presley kind of going forward just this rest of the season. I do think that's the huge advantage of having Porter Hodge on this team is that if Brian Presley for some reason isn't available for tomorrow's game after his outing today, just because of what's going on with his knee, that you have Porter Hodge that you can rely on in the ninth. He did only throw 13 pitches. So I would think, like that could lean to him being available, but we'll just have to wait and see. Today's win helps up make for yesterday's loss. Yes, definitely does. Yesterday was not a fun game for the Cubs. Yes, I don't lose the bad teams. Like, you want to beat the teams that are in front of you. Obviously, after the start of the year that they've had, where they've played so many good teams. And again, this is the first time they've played a team below 500 in 2025. So, this is what you got to do with the schedule in front of you. And you just got to keep it rolling now. I mean, this is, this series coming up here for the Cubs. You want to see them win this one too, because you want to just start to put a stranglehold on this division if you can. I mean, right now you're 2.5 games up on the Brewers. If you can win 2 games in this series and be, 4.5 games up or whatever it would be, that would be very nice to see for the Cubs as well, just to continue to show that they are the best team in the Central. Let's see. Shad says here, Ray was a huge possible boom when we signed him. Now we see why. Yeah, totally agree. Like, this is we give the front office a lot of grief. I think it's well deserved for this front office. I don't think they deserve a pass for the things they do and do not do. For example, Nicky Lopez having to play third base today. But they seem to have crushed this Colin Ray sign, especially $5 million. People are like, that seems like a lot of money. So that is a huge win so far this season. Honestly, even if things don't continue to this level of success for Colin Ray, it's a huge win because you needed it. You needed him to come in after Steele got hurt and to be as good as he's been. So great job by the lineup today. 4 home runs. Seiya Suzuki, 2 home runs on the day. And again, Dansby Swanson, 6 for 11 this series with a 3-hit game and 2 home runs all mixed in there. So really positive signs for the Cubs overall. I mean, you think about, again, it's hard not to spend. I don't want to spend all my time talking about Dansby Swanson, but seeing him move down in the order was such a huge necessity, and to see this immediate result just feels very good as well. I was curious where Miguel Amaya would fit into the lineup today. Last note here before we wrap up, because obviously we've seen Carson Kelly bat 4th or 5th. We see Miguel Amaya bat 7th. I had to do quick math there. Bat 7th in this one, but I like Nico Horner batting right behind Michael Busch as well. So that's their plan, is Carson Kelly hits a little bit higher up in the lineup versus, what Miguel Amaya does. Cool. That works for me. I'm fine with this lineup construction as well. All right. That will do it for us here on the Locked on Cubs postcast. Remember, you can find us here after every single Cubs game, live for 15 to 20 minutes. So remember, hit that subscribe button, like the video as well. We'll be back tomorrow as soon as the Cubs are done wrapping up playing the Milwaukee Brewers. Thanks for watching. Talk to you tomorrow.